Page 10, Sonatina. This is actually movement 1 of the Sonatina. Movement 2 is on page 11. That'll be covered in another video. But for this movement, it's 4/4 time, no sharps or flats. Take it one hand at a time, make sure we get the notes and the fingering and the rhythms and all that. So starting with the right hand, your thumb's on that C, above middle C, here. That puts your hand in this position. And we have a C, quarter notes here. And then you have eighth notes coming up. And 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and so forth. Go down to the third line. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. You see that G, those two G's are tied together. There's two of those curved lines. One curved line is for the slur to connect the notes. The other curved line is for the tie, and this wonderful, you just gotta love it. So it's 4, 1, 2, 3, just holding the G down for 2 counts. It happens again 2 measures later. Left hand, you're starting out down here, little finger on this C, that puts your hand in this position. Now whole notes, so you get to hold that down and be bored, and then the half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, wonderful. Go down to the third line. Dotted half note. Remember, a dotted half note is the same as 3 quarter notes. So in 4/4 time, a quarter note gets a count. Therefore, a dotted half note gets 3 counts. 3 quarter of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's the left hand. Put them together. The hands, that is. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So forth. Let's go down to the third line, because that's the tricky one. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. See there. Going from the first measure to the second measure on the third line. The last beat of the first measure is here, and then you hold the right hand down when you play the note in the left hand, and then play the note in the right hand. So they're playing at different times. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 1. You get again. You work it out, so you got all the notes and fingering and everything, and there's no hesitations anywhere. The beat has to be steady. You can take it as slow as you need to take it, but the beat needs to be steady. And once you can do that, then we can go back and add these phrasing and staccatos and stuff. There's nothing for the left hand marked. No phrasing, no nothing. So I'm suggesting to you, connect the left hand all the way through. Just play it all as if it had a big old slur line over the whole piece. But in the right hand, we want to lift up between each of these slurs. So in the second measure at the top, you're here, lift up. So you're holding the left hand down, and when you get to the end of the line, now here you kind of have to lift both hands. You're lifting the right hand for the phrase, for the slur, and the left hand you have to lift it because it's the same note. Well, actually, it's the same note in both hands, so it doesn't matter. The third line down, the tricky line, we have a staccato and an accent in there. See it? Right there. And then I'm connecting this, but not that. And there's an accent on the G, just give it a little extra oomph. What you were doing at the beginning. And when you can do the slurs and the accent and the staccato, then we add the dynamics. And I'll give you a lot in dynamics. It starts out MF, or mezzo forte, medium loud, moderately loud, sort of loud, That's the right hand. That's the melody. Left hand, keep it soft and out of the way. And the second line is like an echo of that. You're going to play it softly. That's the right hand. The left hand has to be very soft. And then in the third line, you come up to loud. That's the right hand. The left hand can get a little louder, but keep it down. Makes that accented note kind of very loud then. And then you echo that. You play it softly. And the accent has turned into a line, a horizontal line. See, this is measure 11. You see the numbers at the beginning of the lines and the boxes are measure numbers. Measure 11, third line down, third measure, measure 11. Yeah, okay. The last note in that measure, that G, that has a line over it, not an accent. It's a tenuto. I'm guessing what the editor is after here is they want you to give it a little stress, but not really an accent. Just, you know, just land on it, but don't make it a real accent. Just gently. And hang on to it. Don't cut it up the least bit. Well, you're not going to cut it short anyway because it's legato. So I'm suggesting that, starting with the third measure there in the third line. That's how I would do it. It's a very small difference. And if you're confused about it, forget the little line and just play the G. It kind of stands out anyway after that staccato note. Then in the last line you come back up to moderately loud like you were at the beginning. That's the right hand. You keep the left hand soft out of the way in this. Speed-wise, it says allegro moderato, which is moderately fast. Don't know what moderately fast is. It's what do you think fast is, and then you moderate that. Just don't go real fast. And it's the feel of it, the flow of it. How fast do you feel moderately fast is? Well, I suggest you find the most difficult part of the piece. Every piece seems to have one little spot in it, or more sometimes. That's hard. And in this piece is the third line, the tricky part. This part, how fast can you take that under control and accurate? And however fast you can do that, that's how fast you take it at the beginning. And just to make sure you understand everything, the double bars at the end of the second line is a section break. So the first two lines is one section, the second two lines is another section. Now, roadmap wise, you play it all the way through and then you see the repeat sign at the bottom. Well, there's a reverse repeat sign in the third line down at the beginning. So really, you're just going to play the last two lines twice, is what that means, and then stop. So you go ahead and learn it, and when you're ready, come back and play it with me. Let's make sure we have the right notes and rhythms. Now I'm going to do the dynamics. And we're going to go really slow. So I'll give us 4 counts. Let's try it together slowly. If you're still confused or it's not working for you, just do it right hand alone for a while. 1, 2, ready and go. And 1 and 4 and Repeat.